Hi, this is Blaine Bartlett, and once again with the hidden laws of leadership. In this particular episode, I want to talk about something that I've actually spent quite a bit of time working with in the work that I do with leaders. And it has to do with what we call the law of the authentic self. Authenticity. It's a big buzzword in the leadership development field. People strive to be authentic. Authenticity is valued. And for a very interesting reason here. Authenticity actually sets the ceiling on performance. That's one way to think about this. It is the way in which you actually determine how far your organization and the people in your organization are actually going to go and grow. What is authenticity? I've actually got a whole different program that I do that is specifically focused on authentic leadership. The way that it's defined, and there's a lot of different definitions that come into play here. I could work with Kierkegaard, I could work with Heidegger, I could work with any number of different philosophers around the nature of authenticity. But at the end of the day, what I've determined is that authenticity is essentially what I'm left with when I stop trying to impress you. It's what I'm left with when I just drop the facade and let who I am be present. That's important from a leadership perspective. And as a leadership law, it's also really one of the most critical things that you can do as a leader. For this reason, authenticity, true authenticity, requires vulnerability. It requires you to be open. I'm not talking, throw the kimono open and have everything hang out. I'm talking about being appropriately open. What does the situation require? What are the individuals that I'm working with looking to have access to? Authenticity at the end of the day is about connection. And if people are connected to you as a leader, they're going to be following you. Seems pretty simple. Vulnerability is difficult to do because it exposes, and it can, in many cases, be frightening. Interesting thing that goes on with authenticity here, particularly in this way, is that people connect through vulnerability and they disconnect through certainty. So if you as a leader are positioning everything that you do from the position of I know everything, I am certain about all of this, you don't give people a way to connect into, in a meaningful way, what is important. They don't have a way to question. They don't have a way to validate. They don't have a way to explore. Authenticity happens as a way of being open and vulnerable. People connect through vulnerability. They don't connect through certainty. And this is a paradox that many leaders, particularly new leaders, wrestle with. They think that they have to have all of the answers. They think that they need to show up as certain all of the time. That's not the case at all. What's important is that you keep what's important in view of everybody. And that includes with yourself. Why is it important to you? What's the values that are being leveraged? When you're frustrated, when you're upset, how does that get expressed in a generative way? Because it will happen. It can't not happen. Being angry, being upset when something didn't happen is a natural part of being a human. How you do it as a leader makes a big difference. You can be angry in an invitational way. You can be upset in an invitational way that allows for people to connect, to learn, and to grow. You will set the ceiling on your people's performance. And as you start looking at what leadership actually is about, it's causing change. It's moving your organization and yourself and your people into places that they've never been before. And by definition, if I've never been here, I don't know the safe path to get here. I can make some guesses, but authenticity is about, in this case, recognizing that stumbles will occur, mistakes will happen. How do they get dealt with? If you are authentic in both your passion, but also authentic in your connection, authentic with yourself about what you feel is true and honest, you're going to be the kind of a leader that people say, I want to follow. I want to be with you. I want to connect with you. The law of the authentic self is a very personal law. And I talk about this a lot in the leadership work that I do. Leadership is an inside-out process. What do you bring to the table? How do you show up in the environment in which you have to operate? You have a number of different roles that you occupy. And one way that this can be thought of metaphorically is a situation requires me to do and be and actually behave in a certain way. It's not unlike going to my closet and picking out a suit of clothes to wear for that particular occasion. A different occasion might require me to wear a different suit of clothes. I might have a formal and I'll wear a tuxedo. I may be going to the gym and I'll wear my sweats. The question here, and this is where authenticity comes into play, is do I come through regardless of the suit that I'm asked to be wearing at any given point in time? The roles are going to be there. I'm going to inhabit roles. But the question here is, who is doing the inhabiting, and do people have access to him or her? That's the law of the authentic self. It gives people a basis by which to connect with you. And if you're looking to co-create coordinated movement, connection is absolutely crucial, and authenticity is the way that you go about achieving that. We're going to take a deep dive into this May 13 through 15 in Los Angeles when we do the Hidden Laws of Leadership seminar. I'd love to see you there. It is going to be an amazing program. I do it once a year in this country. So this is kind of a one-time deal for this year. You'll be getting more information about it. This has been Blaine Bartlett talking about the hidden laws of leadership. Specifically, we've been looking in this episode at authentic leadership, authentic self, the hidden law of the authentic self. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. And until next time, have a good day.